indeed, the European Union is a weak player. We can see it in different areas. We have seen it in the Ukraine crisis. We see it in dealing with the Middle East, with Syria. There's almost nothing the European Union can do, and this is why we need a stronger common foreign and security policy. That's indeed the weakest point in the European Union. Foreign and security policy is just existing on paper. There's not a real common position. We still have 27 or 28 different foreign policies. We still have 27 or 28 different armies, different equipments, armaments, and so on. So it's something that is really responsible for the very weak position of the European Union in global affairs. Yeah, both ways. I mean, it's a reaction to the inability of the European Union to protect people from, well, there are fears of globalization, and migration is just one part of it. There's no common attitude, there was no common attitude towards the migration crisis. As we know, first there was Germany with some other countries. In the end it was just Germany left alone. The Central Europeans categorically refused to be part of it, and the problem was that it was a unilateral decision taken by German Chancellor Angela Merkel, not asking, not even informing the others about what's going on. And that was the problem. And so the others, even the French, said, no, that's not, we have not been asked, it's not our problem. We refuse to be part of it. They were, they accepted to take in a ridiculous number of refugees, 30,000. But that was one of the reasons, and Europe that didn't play any role. I mean, the Commission was not existent, the European Council was not existent. It was just the member states, or in effect it's Germany. And the same is true for the financial crisis. It's not Brussels dealing with it, it's the member states. But everybody thinks it's the fault of Brussels, it's the fault of the European Union. And the member states and the political leaders blame Brussels for it, but in fact they are responsible for doing this. But the people think, and that's why we have this populist movement coming up, that this is it's because it's Europe's problem and Europe's fault. Yeah, definitely. I think it's the phenomenon we have everywhere. We have seen it in the United States. Anti-establishment. It was the Brexit was anti-establishment, and we can see it now in many European countries. The next test will be France with the presidential election next year. There will be also very high anti-establishment feeling and vote. So that's the main problem. The European Union is an undemocratic institution. There is no democracy. I mean, we have a European Parliament, but that's not far from have the real powers of a real parliament, and that's why people feel separated from the whole political process in Brussels, but also on the national level. Yeah? That's why we see this anti-establishment movement coming up in different European countries. Yeah, I think that's a precondition for a real integrated Europe. Otherwise, it will not exist. Intergovernmentalism has failed. That was the method used so far, and the result is there. People are not identifying themselves with Europe. The enthusiasm for the European idea has decreased in the last decades. So the only way is really to get people on board, is to introduce and institutionalize democratic procedures. We need real European Parliament with real powers. We need European parties, not what we have, coordinating bodies, but real European parties and European election campaigns on European level, not only on national level. The participation in the European election is ridiculous. I mean, it's below 40%. In some countries, it's below 20%. So that has to be changed. Otherwise, I don't see any future for Europe.